Hey, Sat Sri Akal ji, ji aaya ne mohabbat pari pyar pari tonu sare nu Sat Sri Akal. Welcome to UK Bhangra Culture. My name is Sukhi, Bart. You're watching Brit Asia TV. A big, sweet pyar pari mohabbat pari ladduan vargi, jalebiyan vargi tonu sare nu Sat Sri Akal. Everyone who we met at the City Hall, Wolverhampton, at the Miss Pooja concert, and of course Jazzy B also. It was so nice to meet Sade Sare Fauji Veer bhi mile, and also the little people who gave me the opportunity to have my picture taken with them. Thank you very much. And you know what made me really happy when you all come to me and say Sukhi Paji Sat Sri Akal. That's food for my soul. Thank you very much. Let's get on with the show, and here's what's coming up in today's program. Fan of his. Please welcome my guest, Dr. Zeus.
How you doing, mate?
Dr. Sat Sri Akal.
Legally, he still owes me 4 albums, or the company 4 albums.
Okay, big thank you to everyone who's emailed the show. It's really nice, you know, because the inbox is getting fuller and fuller and fuller, and we're asking for some more server space from Brit Asia people to say, hey, UK Bhangra needs more server space, man, because we've got so many people who want to send us their love. So thank you very much. I'm going to mention just a few names, okay? Kavita from Ealing says hi. Hi, Kavita. Manmohan from Handsworth says, big up Brit Asia TV. Thanks, man. Big up to you as well. Ali from Manchester says he's loving the show. Absolutely awesome. Froze from Birmingham says, what's up? I don't know, man. You tell me what's up. Email the show, culture@britasia.tv. That's all you have to do. Jazz from Leeds says, big up the Brit Asia crew. And I think so important as well, this show is not all about me. It is all about the crew, the people working behind the scenes, working so hard to get this show to you. Jali from Warsaw says, keep up the good work. Thank you, Vida, and you too. Palmy from Birmingham loves the show. And Taj from London says, hi. I want to hear from more of you people. Tell us about the show. What do you think about it? What do you want to hear? What do you want to listen? What do you want to watch on the show? Email me, culture@britasia.tv. Back on with the show. Here's the videos to get us on the way. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and obviously videos are so important these days to promote the artists and also to promote the songs. And you know, in this show I talk to people, actually, you know, you need a big budget for videos. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. Hey, let's have a look at the albums. Obviously albums is also so very important as well. Let's have a look at the first 5 albums. Here's a countdown from 10 to 6. you know what? Whenever you have a cold, what do? You go to the doctor. But, you know, I've got one better. I've actually brought the doctor into the studios to speak to us. And he's a man I've been wanted to speak to a very long time. I'm a big fan of his. Please welcome my guest, Dr. Zeus.
How you doing, mate?
Dr. Saab, Sat Sri Akal.
Sat Sri Akal.
Because when banda पढ़ लिख जाता, doctor, he becomes a doctor. ਉਹਨੂੰ ਸਾਹਬ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ. So was it always an ambition to become a doctor?
Well, for my dad, yeah. Not for myself. Myself is just, doctor was just there because I was a big fan of Dr. Dre.
Oh, right,
okay. The truth, and I was making beats, and I'm a kind of a doctor anyway. I have my own surgery, you know, where I compose music, make beats. So it's, you could say it's a similar thing.
Could you give me anything from a flu? Could you recommend something?
Yeah, I'll give you something soothing to listen to at night. Okay. Then I need Sony Ajugi.
That's what it's all about. I think it's because you're tired that you know your body actually wears down and you get it cold.
Music is a cure for everything.
I was going to say, "Thok ke peg do brandy de la ta so ja."
No. Thok peg ke thalone. You know what I mean? Music is sunida jada. You know what I mean?
Dr. Zeus, how would you actually describe your style of music? Because you know, like I said, I'm a fan. I do listen to your music and your music style, but I wouldn't say you're actually just a Bhangra, you know, a Bhangra genre. I think you're wider than that. How would you describe yourself?
Myself, personally, I mean, a few years ago, I could have said I was very different before people started copying my style.
Right.
Now it's like I'm still trying to develop something. I mean, I listen to all types of music at the end of the day. You know, anything that sounds good to my ears, you know, and I take influences from almost every type of music there is, you know, to try to create something different. I mean, the last album, I could have easily, back under the influence, I could have easily done it, you know, had a Gangana type of tune on there or whatever, but I chose to go the Desi route and make something, you know, I mean, something different kind of, you know, a Desi track which is more vocally related, you know, lyrically related kind of thing. That's where I had Sharmilla involved and stuff. But myself, I mean, personally, anything goes with me. You know, I listen to all types of film, cinematic sounds, you know, anything that I can involve, you know, but make it sound, you know, that it's meant to be there.
Right.
You know, it's very hard. I mean, that's an art itself, you know, trying to get something. I mean, anyone could pick up anything from anywhere, but trying to make it sound something different and new and gel together is a total different thing.
Right. And I mean, you've described that, you know, we've gone into Sharmilla, but we'll come back to the back under the influence. But earlier years, 1999, I think, you first released your album, and that was more garage type of music.
Yeah, I mean, I was more into stuff like, I was heavy into Tupac, Dr. Dre, and the garage scene was really, really hot at that time as well. I was into people like Artful Dodger, you know, so, I mean,
Notorious B.I.G.?
Nah, I was a Tupac fan.
Oh, right, okay.
You get me? I mean, Notorious B.I.G. had good flow, though, but lyrically, Tupac was the man. Right. You get me? But, I mean, myself, like garage, the reason why I went down garage, because it was hot that time. At that time, and I had a choice of songs as well. You know, it was like big tracks like from Bam the Dumbi, songs from there was a song I think from Surinder Shinda, Sonu Nigam on there, and they're all at roughly that tempo where I could actually kind of give it that speed garage feel. You know, speed it up and just slap a garage kind of bass line on the back of it. I mean, that to be fair, that album kind of did pretty good for me. You know, it bought me shows, it got me a bit of recognition. And then it went on to High Life after that.
Yeah, what about Def Jam 4.5 as well?
Def Jam 4.5 was more of, I mean, I'll be honest with you, Def Jam 4.5 was more of an experience for me because I'd been, prior to that, I'd been learning music and I had bought my studio equipment and stuff. I was learning off, you know, Frantic Cam at that time. You know, so prior to that, it was like, that was an experience, and, you know, it was where, like, Envy Records come in and they could hear what I was doing, and it was a case of them taking me on and developing me into an artist kind of thing. I mean, it took a bit of time. I mean, 4.5, I would say, was more of an experiment. You know, when people ask me about how many albums you got, I don't even sometimes count that in. Kind of thing, you know what I mean?
The Def Jam album, the 4.5, you don't count that in?
Yeah. Because to me it was more like an experiment, and it's like, it's good because it's worked. It was something like Envy kind of like encouraged me to do. And it says, no, you're ready to do something. I mean, to be honest, if they didn't give me that encouragement, I'd probably still be there thinking that, no, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet, you know, because I'm very critical of my own stuff. You know, so I mean, they still play a big part in it now. You know, like when I do something, and I always turn around to them, you know, the musician side of it, and ask basically, you know, does this sound like a finished product?
I mean, because obviously, I suppose the people behind Envy Records, they're not just a record label. They've had the music experience behind them.
You see, the thing is, I'm grateful for that. You see, like I've got like you know, Envy Records is like the owner of Envy Records is. Vivek Nair is a top musician from back in the days to play with the Charnock and stuff. So I mean, I'm glad. I mean, not disrespectful way, but if I was with Movie Box, I probably wouldn't get that help. Or if I was with High Tech, I wouldn't get that help because they're not musicians. Do you understand me? I wouldn't get that musical musician opinion, where that's important, and so is important. You know, just as I'm not saying their opinion isn't important, because it is. You know, like a non-music maker's opinion.
I understand. I understand what you're saying.
You know
because they can talk to you about sort of Tal. You know, Viv's been on the scene. He's played live,
and it makes sense. It makes sense. You know, he's had many hits under his belt anyway. You know, he was beyond the production for Charnock. So. To me, it makes sense playing it to a person who's got musical ears and then playing it to
And obviously, you was a young man then. How did you feel when somebody like Envy come up to you and said, Zeus, I'll
tell you the truth, I was kind of like, I was boosted, to be honest with you, because I didn't really think that would happen. For me, before that, I was like I was signing on and working at the indoor arena, just doing a security job kind of thing, you know what I mean? I didn't believe that it could actually happen. So to me, it was like, it was like almost like a kick up the backside, and in an encouragement way, like, well, hold on, you got a chance now, it's on a plate. You know, a lot of people don't get this. Do you understand me? I had all the help in the world. I was learning, in my eyes at that time, like Cam was like one of the best producers. You know, and I learned a lot off him. You know, a lot of people get it confused that he done my music.
I was going to say that because
he's played a part in my music in terms of playing guitar and stuff. Now I'm not a guitarist, but neither is Dr. Dre. But you hear a world of guitar in Dr. Dre's tunes, and on the back it says who plays the guitar. It doesn't mean that they've produced the track. You know, yes, Cam has done a lot of ghost production, and I've seen it with my own eyes. Without mentioning any names, there's some household names there. Do you understand me, right? But myself, and
so
I'm sure we can pick up the phone to Cam now, and now Cam would agree with me. He'd even come on the show and say, well, this is the scope.
We're going to get him out. He's turned into a bit of a ghost, actually. We are going to get him, because whoever we speak to, Cam Frantic's name pops up constantly. And obviously, we're going to bring him on the show so people can see who he is. Would you say Cam Frantic is kind of your star then? Because is it important to learn?
Tell you the truth, more than a star, he was a good friend. You know, I used to have a laugh with him. You know, I still would have a laugh. People get the wrong impression. Like, you know, like, I'm not working with Cam at the moment, and there's a reason behind that, is because there's a lot of confusion going on within public, and it's not fair on myself, you know, putting in all this hard work and then getting someone else to say, well, hold on a second, that was ghost produced by Cam, when it wasn't. You know, so what I've done is just kept my distance, and within time, I'll prove my point.
There is kind of talk at the moment that maybe you and Cam are not seeing eye to eye.
Me and Cam, I'll be honest with you, I met him about 3 or 4 weeks ago at a party. Right, and to be honest, right, there's no problem with me and Cam. I see him at the local, you know, he banks with the same bank that I bank with. You know, so I see him there.
That's with the gold card, You're both walking with your gold card.
He's definitely with the gold card, not me. But so I see him regular, and you know, you can get Cam on the show, and I promise you he will say there is not a problem between me and Zeus. All that is people wanting to hype up some stuff. Right. At the end of the day, Cam doesn't mind, I don't mind, because both of our names are on the scene. Right. Whether it's good publicity or bad publicity, you know, any publicity is good publicity. That's the way I see it. You're on the tip of people's tongues. Of course. You know, so you know, you're on the scene still.
Zeus, just going back to the early years, you know, your childhood, what kind of a kid were you? Were you always giving your mum and dad trouble? Were you really shararti?
No,
were you getting juttiyan all the time?
Let's put it this way, they used to tie me up to the settee.
You're a tortured child?
No, not a tortured child. I brought it upon myself, you know, like, we'd have this conversation, right, what did I go and do?
Pick up the biscuit. Bite it, put it back in the plate.
That's
just like what my kids do at the moment.
And a couple of times, like, my cousins are down and they're eating and stuff, and I've just got this rubber band in my hand, and it's just going straight in my cousin's sog. And he's an old, like, I don't know, my foot or something. I don't know who it was or whatever. You know what I mean?
How do your parents feel about you now? Obviously, you're a big name in the music industry.
You know what it is? I think I know my parents are proud of me. They're always telling me to, you know, you got to watch the world, you know, because I
Yeah,
travel quite a bit
course.
and stuff, and you know, I mean, at the end of the day, Viv travels with me, so that my old man trusts Viv, and he knows at the end of the day that do jane challe theek hi hona, you know what I mean. Now I got Sharmilla with me as well. That's even better. The guy's just constant Bart puja all the time. So, you know, I just want to be around people that are clean-hearted and stuff, you know. And my parents know that now. So they know I'm not the kind of person, you know, a few years back, I would mingle with people and whatever, and maybe get myself into some kind of mischief, you know, but I've kind of, like, grown out of that.
Because I was going to say the lifestyle that you are in, you know, it's a lot of late nights, a lot of drinking, a lot of whatever else happens. I mean, how do you save yourself from that as an artist?
Tell you the truth, it's kind of, I mean, it's only recently I stopped kind of drinking on my shows and stuff, and that's only because I've done so many, and I'm just sick of doing the same old thing, you know, like being in the same old state, you know, feeling the same way. Believe it or not, I'm starting to kind of enjoy the sets more now that I'm sober. You know what I mean? And I really, I can tell you, I really used to enjoy myself when I used to have a little bit of a drink, not like languid or anything, or out of control, but a little top just to, you know, just to
get you going.
Get the butterflies.
And get the butterflies removed.
You know what I mean?
From fluttering.
Because, I mean, believe it or not, I still get nervous till this date, you know, when I'm going to do a performance. And I think that's healthy for an artist, you know, and it just says one thing, that the artist has their feet firmly on the ground.
On the ground, and I think you can live off your nervous energy as well. But sometimes if you're overconfident...
but you see, the thing with me is, it's like, I'm nervous till the minute I press play. The minute I press play, you know, I'm thankful. I have a lot of love, you know, from crowd, from my music and whatever. The minute they hear my music, you know, there's a huge roar on the dance floor, and straight away, you know, the hair on my back stands up. You know what I mean?
It's that buzz, and it's that live feeling as well. Also, I mean, you've gone into America and worked with lots of American producers, American singers. Tell us a little bit about that life. I mean, before we go into the full Bhangra life.
I mean, we've gone to New York. I've even recorded a song with Noriega, who's like, you know, with Fat Joe and all them people. I mean, I haven't put it out. The reason why I haven't put it out is because what he was chatting about was hot at the time. But it was a case of me not going up to them and offering them a wad of money, because that's how black people work. It was a case of us playing the beat, and the guy wasn't interested, and the minute he heard the beat, he's like, "This your beat, dog? This beat is hot." You know what I mean? And he's on it straight away. You know what I mean? So I know I've made the contact there. Sooner or later, I'll go back out there for my next solo album. And maybe do a little collaboration, you know, with an American hip-hop artist.
And America's like, you know, everybody wants to break into America, I suppose, and you've been there and people have heard you. What about your experiences in Bombay? Because I know you've been dabbling with the film industry or with the scene in Bombay. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, let's put it this way. I've done some remixes for the Welcome film. We're quite close as a company and as an artist to the Nadiwala family. So I mean, there's definitely work in the film industry in the near future. What I can't say just yet.
It's under wraps at the moment.
Well, yeah, it is, tell you the truth, because I'm a kind of person, just in case it falls flat, kind of thing. And the funny thing with India is you actually have got to be physically living there, you know, for a certain amount of time for things to work through. If you think you're going to make it as a top producer or a vocalist in the film industry sitting in England, mate, you're having a laugh. You understand me?
So you've got to be there to be seen.
You got to, I mean, there's a reason why hardcore is on movies. You know, because she's living out there. You know, at the moment myself, I'm not ready to make the commitment to go out there. In the very, very near future, I'm considering it, going out there with my family and living there maybe for, say, 6 to 9 months. You know, I'm just trying to work out when's the right time, what part of the year would be the right time. I mean, especially with my baby, she's only 10 months as well. So, I mean, I've got to consider all these things. Yes, it is my future and stuff. You know, at the moment, we're currently setting up studios in Delhi. So, I mean, we know the workload's there. It's just a matter of, like, getting down to committing myself to it. As a whole, as an artist and with the company kind of thing.
Well, that's fine. Obviously, we're talking to the one and only doctor in the industry, in the Bhangra industry. It's Dr. Zeus. He's come to give me some dua. And I know you're all waiting for me to pop the question about Lember. I'm going to do that right after this break.